We back! Yes, we are. All right, we didn't make an episode last week, so we're going to recap Raw of 5/4/15. Then we're going to jump into Raw 5/11/15, and then we're going to jump into some predictions for Payback.
So this is going to be about a 3-hour video. Sit back, relax, and watch.
And it'll still be more entertaining than Payback will be. So we're going to jump into 5/4/15 Monday Night Raw, live from Montreal, Canada. If you don't know what we're talking about.
Wheels on theory.
Wheels on theory. I'll say the biggest thing from this whole match, or from this whole episode, was the announcement of a Fatal 4-Way match with Dean beating Seth in the match and making it a Fatal 4-Way. What are your thoughts on that?
Other than the missed opportunity of what could be the greatest hyped triple threat match of all time, it's a good call. Other than that, it's a good call. Because, like I said, the Shield triple threat match could have been incredible if they built it up right. But they want to spoil us with putting Randy Orton in there. And that's whatever with that.
Is it instead of Suplex City, Spotfest City?
I will say this. With Dean Ambrose being added, though, he needs to step up. He really needs to step up in this match. He needs to...
I think he stepped up the IC title match at WrestleMania. But we'll get into our prediction of that match a little bit later on in this episode. So we're going to move on to our next point, which was...
the real highlight of that Raw. For me.
Especially it being in Canada. I think that's kind of what they waited for. But the introduction of Sami Zayn by Bret Hart during John Cena's U.S. Open Championship match. I feel like it was definitely the best way to introduce him. Now, him getting hurt during his intro, that puts a little bit of a damper on it.
For me, it's a big damper.
But I still feel like it was pretty ballsy of him to continue with the match and not just have it a quick 5-minute match. He went all the way through with it. Had that pretty crazy spot where he went from the outside in through the ring to the other side in the corner. That was pretty sick.
The tornado DDT. See, this is my thing. I think it was, all in all, an absolutely great debut for him. It really was. But having him be off TV for this long now, getting the injury, we still don't know exactly. They're saying it's a few months. Don't know for sure when he'll be coming back. Is he going to have the match with Kevin Owens even at the NXT special? These are all questions because he got hurt. So
go ahead and give it your overall rating.
It was a little bit better in this week's Raw, but it was overall just a very solid. It was solid.
I thought it was basic.
I thought it was very solid. I mean, you have to go thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm going to go a half and a down. You know, it just didn't grab me at any point other than Sami Zayn. It didn't really have that wow factor or anything. And now we're going to cut to our newest cast member. We aren't changing the title because he's only here for the interim. And he's a little bit of pussy. So we're going to switch to Jake. Give us your opinion on the 5/4/15 Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, thanks, guys. All you need to know about that crowd, Mark Asses and Sami Zayn.
Thanks, Jake. All right.
You piece of shit.
Well, now we'll move back on to this week's Raw, get some discussion a little bit.
And what is the first most important thing we want to talk about from this episode of Monday Night Raw, which hurts us ever so dearly, Nate?
Well, we want to talk about Daniel Bryan. And now I want to go ahead and get your thoughts out first. I'm just going to say something quick. It's not going to be anything crazy.
This shit sucks, man. He deserves a lot better than this. I mean, he's one of the best ones out there. He does all he can, and you know, it's unfortunate, but it happens. It just sucks that he has to give up the belt 2 years in a row. I mean, it wasn't the championship belt this time. It was the IC belt.
Other than the fact that it's not happened once but twice now.
Yeah.
You know, we could talk about the CM Punk departure in 2013, but these two back-to-back years with pretty much no Daniel Bryan hurts the WWE, I think, even a little bit more than what CM Punk did, because if he was not that banged up, he would have been there, and he would have financially been in a great position. The product would have been better, but 2 years in a row now, we're not going to get it. What do you think is going to happen to him now? After he comes back, like, what's going to happen?
I think, honestly, his next run is without a doubt his last one. Because if he gets injured again, they're going to have to tell him, you know, you got to stop, or you're going to, you know, it's going to be over.
I'll say this. I don't think he's going to win another world championship. That's all I got to say.
I think he'll have to have like a solid 2 or 3 years without injury. So we're going to go to my favorite part how I called how Sandow's career would go nowhere. So, Mister, he's going to be the next biggest star. What is your opinion on this?
Backtrack. I said he was going to be a mid-card warrior like Dolph Ziggler. I never said he was going to be a star.
Okay, but let's be honest. Dolph Ziggler's upper mid-card, so just get on.
Whoa,
get on
that's
with
a
it.
compliment there.
But what's your opinion on Macho? What do they call him? Macho Dow?
Macho Mandow.
Macho Mandow.
For Curtis Axel, it kind of worked. Pretty much worked. The crowd liked it.
Yeah.
This is not gonna work.
I think
It's not gonna.
like what I've said is
They're
they
like a
should
new
have
tag team now.
they should have turned Axelmania into Macho Axel or something like that. That should have been his gimmick. You're not gonna instantly attach Sandow to somebody else and his stock rise.
They can't think of anything. They creatively have no idea.
Yeah. Instead of bringing Axel up like what they were hoping this would accomplish, I feel like this is bringing Sandow down.
Hey, let's not make two people successful. Let's try to make one. No, actually, let's make neither of them successful.
Exactly. Biggest announcement of the night, other than Daniels.
Shocking announcement.
A shocking announcement. Then last night they said in two or 3 weeks that they're going to have a random elimination chamber match on the WWE Network May 31st.
This is the biggest thing I saw online. I will not take credit for using this, but this will now have 4 pay-per-view style events on the WWE Network in 5 weeks.
That's good. That's what they need.
You think that's what they need? You don't think it's overkill? You don't think this is
I
like
think
we're trying to make everything so big it's not as big as it is?
I think that's what they need if they would stop giving the network away for free to new subscribers.
You're going to have Payback, the next NXT show, the Elimination Chamber, and then Money in the Bank.
But if you remember, whenever they first launched the network, they were boasting about all this new content that you could only, or specific content you could only watch on the network. And now, a year later, they're finally coming to give us that.
At the same time, first off, I think it's a little bit of a poor execution of the Elimination Chamber, just like it was a kind of a poor execution of the King of the Ring. It's not going to be a World Championship match. It's going to be the Intercontinental and the Tag titles. So at the same time, it's
but that's the best way to get the IC title match or title.
Absolutely, I'm not saying that's the problem. But in 3 weeks, you're expecting this to be like, yeah, IC Championship match, the Elimination Chamber, like.
I'm pretty stoked about it.
It's like what happened with the ladder match at WrestleMania. Like we knew it, like the build-up wasn't that important, but it was going to be a good match. And it pretty much was.
So we're going to give our overall ratings of the 5/11/15 Monday Night Raw. Nader, you go first.
Like I said, it wasn't as good as the weeks before, but it was still a solid show. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I can't really complain.
See, I'm going to give it a better ranking, but not by much. I'm just going to give it 2 halves. We're going to go to our field reporter, Jake. He's going to give you a quick opinion on it.
Yeah, that Raw, pretty boring, but at least we got Payback coming.
Thanks, Jake. All right, now we're going to go...
stupid son of a bitch.
Now we're going to go to Payback predictions. We're going to start listing them off here. If you want to say a little bit something, that's completely fine. And then
we're going to go... I think there's 7 matches announced, but we're only going to rate or predict 6 of them. I'd like to do, at the end, a prediction of what we will think of the end of it. So you know how we rate every single Raw? We're going to rate the Payback pay-per-view before we even watch it.
Okay, fair enough.
Might as well. All right, so the first one we're going to get to is the tag team for the belts. New Day versus Kid and Cesaro. 2 out of 3 falls match. You do your prediction.
I love it that it's 2 out of 3 falls, by the way. New Day is killing it. Kid and Cesaro are doing pretty good for faces. I got New Day winning it, though. Kofi Kingston, baby.
Day as well, because Cesaro is either going to break his ankle, catch on fire, or all the above, I hope.
I hope.
You know, this match, if I had to rate the worst one of the night, it's going to be this one. Not because New Day wins. I'm not racist. Don't look at me like that.
And let's go to our field reporter, Jake.
All right, 2 out of 3 falls. Freebird rule in effect. All 3 combinations. New Day win.
All right, thank you, Jake. All right, next up
we have Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. You went first last time. I'm going to go first this time. As much as I hate to say it, I think Sheamus is going to win.
You think Sheamus is going to... Why?
because he has so much heat on him, and that's just what I think is going to happen.
See, I think at this point they are going to have more matches in the future.
Yeah.
Probably even out of the next pay-per-view. They probably will both be in the Intercontinental Elimination Chamber by guess.
Yeah, I'd have to assume so.
I think Sheamus will probably win dirty, but if I honestly had to predict, I'm going to go Dolph, actually.
Really?
I am going to go Dolph because I think Sheamus will eventually, because this is, like I said, it's going to go a little longer. Sheamus is going to get the end.
I got the Ginger winning by a dirty finish.
So we'll go with the one I think I'm the most interested for is Barrett versus Neville. Rematch of the King of the Ring finals. And I am going to go out on a limb, not really, and say Neville.
I think it's a solid prediction. If considering it's an actual pay-per-view, he probably needs to win. Then there is King Barrett,
which I am loving the new King Barrett thing. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I think
Barrett's going to win dirty because they're not going to give the King of the Ring to lose at the next pay-per-view. All right, Jake, Barrett Neville predictions.
Got to go with the King here. Sorry, Neville.
Thank you, Jake.
So now we're going to go to the least interesting match of the night, Cena versus Rusev. We're going to make this real quick. I'm going to go Rusev.
I'm going to go John Cena.
All right, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
So now we're going for Ryback versus Bray Wyatt. Now this has had a lot of build-up. So
it's been pretty solid. It's not anything that's catching people's eye, but you realize when these two guys are out there, it's something different.
Yeah. So go for your prediction real quick.
This match at Payback is going to be Ryback. Everything else from now on will be Bray Wyatt. They're going to give Ryback something, and then they're going to throw it from Bray's pocket.
See, I'm going to go Bray, and then I'm going to go he moves on from Ryback to somebody else.
Already, 1 month? 1 month? Through a few weeks, actually.
Hey, I watch how WWE writes these things, and that's just what I'm predicting because it's the craziest, most outlandish, most boring thing. So, all right, Jake, give us your opinion on Ryback versus Bray Wyatt.
I'm going to have to go with the no finish on this one so they can go to the next pay-per-view.
Thank you, Jake.
All right, so now we have the real interesting one.
This is the
one that's going to be hard to choose. We have a championship.
Surprisingly enough.
Championship fatal four-way between Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, all three members of the Shield, and you throw Randy Orton in there. Massive spot fest.
Spot fest, yes.
Who you liking?
I got to do it, man. I said it, and I'm sticking by my word. Whether I think it's good timing or not, Roman Reigns is going to win on Sunday.
You know, I was hoping you'd say somebody else so we'd have something to argue about, but I'm going to have to go Roman too. The only reason I'm picking Roman is because of a Roman versus Brock Lesnar SummerSlam. That's what I'm predicting that'll be that match. So we'll go with Jake for his prediction of that match.
I'm going to go with a interference by J&J, and somehow Seth Rollins pulls that dirty guy out.
Thank you, Jake.
Looks like Jake's having some technical difficulties. All right, now we're going to go for our overall ratings of what we predicted. This is probably the oddest thing we've ever done.
This show will be a Monday Night Raw. So with that being said, I'm going to think it's thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm a real thumbs up, thumbs down kind of day.
It has potential. Will it meet that expectation? 100% no. But I don't even think I can give it a thumbs up. I'm going to have to go thumbs up and a down. Like he said, I don't even know if it's even going to be on Raw. Like level, maybe in between a SmackDown and a Raw. There hasn't been great build up. So there's nothing to really get excited about.
I'm pretty much just sitting here waiting for Money in the Bank. Is pretty much what I'm doing.
We'll go to Jake, see what he wants to rate it.
Pre-rating for Payback? Who cares?
Thank you, Jake. All right. That does it. It wasn't 3 hours. We were lying the whole time.
We're 2G1B. Follow us on Twitter at 2guys1belt. We will most likely be doing a live stream this weekend. So watch that with us. Let us know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below. Until next week, we are 2G1B, bitches.
Thanks for the hedge, Trevor.